So many times couples ask us, how can we have a healthy relationship? And they look at my wife and I and they say, you guys have such a healthy relationship. How do you do it? Stay tuned. Hey, my name is JR and welcome to My Marriage is Worth It, where we bring hope and joy to dead, dying, and boring marriages. If that sounds like you or something you can benefit from, go ahead and click the subscribe button and hit that notification bell, and you'll be notified every time we post videos just like this one. So in today's video, we're talking about having a healthy marriage, having healthy habits to maintain the balance and to maintain the joy in your marriage. And many times couples will come to us and say, JR and Carrie, how do you guys do it? What are some healthy habits that you have in your marriage? So here are some of the things we do to maintain a healthy relationship. And the first thing always has to be prayer. Our relationship with God is the foundation of our marriage. If we don't have a strong relationship with God, then we don't have a strong marriage. And that's so vitally important for us to be praying to God daily and regularly. So we do that. We pray together. We pray for our day. We pray that God would protect us, that He'd watch over us. We pray that He would reveal Himself to us. We also pray that He would help us to love each other the way that He loves us, to be forgiving, to be merciful and graceful to one another. And when we do that, what we're doing is we're telling God, we're telling the world, we're telling ourselves that God is the foundation of our marriage and we need Him. That's the bedrock of our marriage is prayer. We have to maintain that relationship with God in order to maintain that relationship with one another. The second thing we do to maintain a healthy relationship is we have time together with one another every day. We can get so busy out in this world with our jobs, with our other family and friends, with all the activities that we have planned and scheduled, in addition to the things that pop up throughout the day. It's so vitally important that we take time out to be with one another. Carrie and I, we make it a point to take time to be together every single day. Sometimes it's just a little bit of time and sometimes it's a lot longer, but at least some part of every day we want to spend that with one another. So for us, the way that we do it, after dinner, we'll sit down, we'll play a game, maybe we'll play cards or some other game, or we'll take a walk around our apartment complex. There's this lake, this beautiful lake in between. We'll walk around there, or we'll do something to just kind of decompress and just spend some time with one another. And then almost every night, we take some time and we sit down and we just kind of relax. It's important to connect with your spouse by communicating, by talking, by having fun and sharing, but this is a time where we can just kind of veg and we can just kind of relax, and just that time of being together is so important for us in our marriage. The third thing we do is we have talk times. We have specific times during the week that we are going to talk about important and serious things. In the past, we would try to talk about major issues whenever they would rise right then and there, and sometimes that's just not the best time to do it because you're focused on other things, you're stressed out about the day, or you're distracted by other things that you're working on. And now to kind of shift gears and focus in on this really important thing can be hard sometimes, and a lot of times you can make decisions or you can say things that you don't really mean. So we have a specific day, and our day is Saturday usually. It's Saturday around 1 or 2 o'clock that we're going to sit down and we're going to pull out the list and we're going to talk about the things that are really, really important that we really need to focus on, decisions we need to make. And that's been vital to our marriage, is being able to take that time, these talk times where we can just really kind of talk out things that we need to decide, and we'll address it during these talk times. And that's been vital to keeping our marriage healthy. We already talked about having time together every day, but also dates. We try to schedule regular dates. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, this is something that we're not the greatest at. We want to do this, and we want this to be part of one of our healthy habits. We do this occasionally, but not as much as we should. So maybe I shouldn't even bring it up as a healthy habit for us, but it's a healthy habit that we want to institute in our marriage, where we're taking these date nights, where we're getting away from the kids, getting away from the home, where we actually go out for an hour or two and just spend time together. We do these spontaneous dates where we'll go to the mall, or we'll go to the park, or we'll be out and maybe we'll just go grab a bite to eat. So we do that, just not as regularly as we would like. And I think that if we added that, that would up our marriage game even more. Another thing we do is we coordinate our schedules. You know, we can get so busy throughout the day, so busy throughout the week, that it can be difficult to even know what the other person is doing. So we actually have a shared family calendar. Now, the app that we use is called Cozy. I'll put a link for that in the description. But you can use Google Calendar, you can use a regular calendar that you have on your fridge, whatever you want to do. The way that we do it is my wife will go in there and she'll put down the things that she needs to do throughout the week or throughout the month, even on regularly scheduled things. And that way we're aware of what each person is doing throughout the week. We're aware of our schedules and we're able to coordinate those together. And it really helps us to understand what each person is doing and helps us to coordinate and schedule our time properly. In addition to that, I can look on that calendar app. I can look on the schedule and I can see what my wife's day looks like. And I can actually pray for her throughout the day. I know that she had a meeting with this person, or she was praying with this person, or she was counseling this person. And I can pray for her and I can ask her how things went. And that's been so vital to maintaining healthy communication within our marriage as well. And lastly, making major decisions together. We decided a while back that we were not going to make any major decisions without one another. Now, we're not talking about, you know, if I'm going to get a cup of coffee or she's going to get a Slurpee. We're not talking about those decisions, although those can be major decisions, I know. We're talking about, you know, major financial decisions, maybe if we're looking to make a move or we're going to change our schedule in some way that's going to affect everyone, those sort of things. We always want to make those decisions together as a couple. So let me share a story where I kind of messed that up. And many years ago, we were looking at buying a new van. And my wife was getting ready to go on a long distance trip to go visit her sister, and the van that we had wasn't doing the greatest. So we had talked about replacing the van, we had talked about, you know, renting a vehicle, a lot of different options. And I had thought that we had agreed that we were going to buy a new van. So I went out and I did that. I did some research, and we did some research beforehand too. But then I continued on and I actually went down and bought the van and thought I would surprise her with it. I did surprise her, and I thought she would be happy about it, but apparently not, because she still talks about it today.
Yeah, and I can't even believe he bought a van without even talking to me. Yeah, I can't believe he bought that van without telling me.
That was a big indicator to me that even though I thought we were making this decision together, we really weren't. So since then, we've decided that before we make any major purchases, before we make any major decisions like that, we will really sit down, spend some time praying about it and talking about it, and make sure that we're making that decision together. Okay, so now it's your turn. What are some healthy habits you have put in place for your marriage? Let us know in the comments below. And hey, if you want to know more or learn how to apply these principles to your marriage, click on the description below for more videos and resources. Until next time, my marriage is worth it. Is yours?